What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another album review. Today, if you haven't already read the title, we are doing the second studio album of Drake, Habitat, or Habitite. Habi, Habiti? Habiti? I think that's what it's called. This is Drake's 11th studio album, released May 15th, 2026, under OVO Sound and Republic Records. So, without any further ado, let's get into this album review.
To all the sweethearts and the dates I've had, I wonder what.
First song we got on here is Rusty Intro. Now, I'm not gonna lie, before I even was gonna do this, I was thinking, should I even add this as a song? Because I almost feel like he just trolled us with this, and I'll tell you why. First off, the production is giving you kind of this guitar in the background, and it's fine, but it's like not nothing crazy. There's no beat type, there's no bass, there's really nothing to it other than the guitar playing in the background. And then when you get into the performance wise, Drake was just singing on this intro. Rusty is what I would definitely call it, since that's what it's called anyways. And I just feel like he kind of just like essentially was off on this song. I just did not like it. I didn't like his singing performance. I didn't like how he kind of sped it up towards the end. It sounded like something AI. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it sounds like an AI song that somebody made and he decided, well, let's just put it on the song. Maybe people will like it, maybe people will hate it. But yeah, not a big fan of this song at all. I mean, luckily it's less than like a minute and 20 seconds, so it's not long at all, but I was really debating if I should even add this in, and I kind of regret it, but I'm still going to add it in anyways, just in case y'all might like it. But definitely a thumbs down. Probably like one of the worst Drake intros I've heard in ever, probably.
You say it's not love, baby, what your motion is this? We got so much motion, I'm taking shit from motion. See?
Next song we got is WNBA. Now, as y'all know, if y'all are not the biggest fan of the WNBA, I can't say I am, but I do know that the WNBA has been getting a lot of buzz. And I feel like that's probably for another video. I'm not going to explain why the WNBA is getting a lot of buzz, but it has been getting a good representation as of recently. And, you know, of course, Drake decided to make a song about the WNBA, or maybe just a certain female in the WNBA, but I'll break down this song as much as I can. When it comes to production, I feel like the production was very settled. I feel like it gives you that late night drive kind of song. It's not doing too much. It's a very slow, steady beat. Not beat, but sound in general. It gives you kind of that creativeness. The beat type was honestly pretty solid on here. Not nothing too crazy, but really just a steady song. It's not doing too much. So I could say the production is pretty good. And I feel like his rap performance was honestly pretty good as well. I loved his wordplay on here. He stayed in motion with the production. He didn't do too much. I feel like his storytelling was pretty solid as well throughout this song. If I'm being honest, it's not a song I would necessarily listen to all the time. I feel like it's okay, but I'm just not really getting replay value from this as much as maybe any other Drake song in the past. So it could grow on me in the next couple months, but like for now, I'm just like okay on it.
Yo, wait, so.
Next song we got on here is Slap the City featuring Q Dressa. Hopefully I said that name right. I actually enjoyed this song quite a bit. It has a really nice vibe to it, and I'll explain why. The production at the beginning was a little questionable. I didn't know if I could really vibe with it, but once it got to that second part, I really enjoyed it a lot, especially the sampling in the background with Aaliyah. I thought was just amazing, and it shows that her career is probably going to live on forever at this point. I think people really recognize Real when it comes to Aaliyah. But I feel like overall the production was very like soothing. It wasn't too much. It was just very laid back, nothing too crazy. The beat type was really, really good on this one, and I just enjoyed the production overall. I feel like I give it a thumbs up. And then when we talk about lyrics wise, I think Drake's performance on here was very well done. His wordplay was cool. Like I said, this is laid back Drake that I feel like most people enjoy more than any other version of Drake. He was just killing it. Like he really was just taking it easy, but also giving us very good wordplay. So I honestly can't complain with this song. This song can definitely grow on me because I feel like his bars on this is definitely really good. I would argue somewhat of an underrated song, but I feel like over time it could grow into like maybe a essential song eventually.
You working that credit tonight or nah? Pick up, I need a whole section.
Next song we got on here is High Five. I actually pretty much like this song. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. I do like this song a lot, and I'll tell you why. The production is definitely really good on here. It gives you kind of that creative hollow sound in the background, but the beat type and the bass is really what keeps it going. You know what I'm saying? A lot of his other songs previously are really on the other album just didn't have that, and they feel like this song essentially had that, and that's why I enjoyed the production a lot. And then it was really just Drake at, his peak where he was just, flowing with the track very well, decent wordplay, wasn't doing too much. He was pretty laid back on this track as well, but I feel like this is genuinely like one of those Drake songs that you could put on replay and nobody will have a problem with. It's like an acceptable Drake song. This is something you could add to your playlist that I feel like everyone would consistently or consensus wise would like. So I feel like there's not a lot to hate on this song. I feel like this could be the most popular song on the album, but I'd say I enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, I added it to my playlist already, so pretty good song.
I mean like that. Right there like that. Right there, yeah, that. Right there, yeah, that.
Next song we got on here is Her Nor There, featuring Sexy Red, man. The title alone it's already a dead giveaway, but God, let me just start off with the production. The production to me is not that great. It gives off like kind of in the bedroom kind of vibes, but like it's a little just too boring for me. Like I just can't really see myself listening or enjoying the production at all. So, and the beat type was just kind of basic too. So I'm not really feeling the beat or the production really. Then when we get into the lyrics, God, Sexy Red on the hook is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, any dude that might have been turned on by Sexy Red easily could get turned off by her voice. It's just so scratchy. It's so like, I mean, it don't sound sexy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like it sound very raspy. Just it don't even make me even want to do nothing with her respectfully, because I don't think Sexy Red is supposed to be this bad. Like I feel like she purposely wants to be like a bad singer on purpose, and it's just like I don't get it. Like why sing at all? Why can't you just give us a verse instead of a lousy hook that is probably gonna trend at some point, which I hate. And then Drake's performance, I guess, was okay. It's just Sexy Red kind of ruined the whole song. Like even if Drake had a really good verse, Sexy Red is on this song, and I feel like at this point, not even trying to be disrespectful, but the only reason she's probably on this song is because Drake gets the hit. Like otherwise, if Drake wasn't hitting, she wouldn't even be on this song at all. And maybe that's a hot take, but like, yeah, this song is like probably the worst song on the album by far. So, yeah, no go.
I'm just not anybody. I done met a name, I'm Super Z. Come show me you gon' ride it.
Next song we got on here is I'm Spent featuring Low Shimmy. I feel like this was a kind of a smooth little song. I think the production was honestly pretty well put together. I like the sampling in the background. I think it gives you just that, again, in the bedroom kind of vibey kind of music sound to it. The beat type was honestly pretty decent. Overall, I feel like the production is just a good mood setter. It's a really good, like, in the mood kind of situation. I feel like lyrics wise though, Low Shimmy's verse was fine. I don't know, like it's different, but like it's not something I'm like crazy about. And I feel like Drake's verse was honestly pretty adjustable as well. I feel like he tried to match the energy of Low Shimmy more than anything, and it's almost like Drake is like really like one of those artists that can adapt to like any artist he gets on the song with. And what I mean by that is I feel like he can match their energy as far as sounding like them in some way. And I feel like that's his best trait, like right there. So as far as a listenable song, I'm not really bumping this. I'm not really putting it on repeat. I'm probably never really going back to it, but that doesn't mean it's a bad song. It's just not a song for me necessarily. And if somebody played this in a car, I would feel very scared because depending on who's playing this, I don't really want to know the outcome. So probably pass on this, honestly.
I heard once upon a.
Next song we got on here is Classic. I feel like already I know what Drake is doing with this album, and I think it's a big reason about this song, and I'll tell you why. First off, he instantly gives you kind of them 90 vibes with this song, and it's incredible. It's honestly really crazy how nowadays we can make music that sounds like it's from the 90s, but it's not in the 90s. It's today, and he did it in a professional perfection way. Now I feel like the production already was so good at the beginning. He gave you just that really slow beat type where it just had a nice little jazz smooth to it. I was like, hey, I can kind of get with this. And then the second part was actually, I think, a sampling, if I'm not, you know, over exaggerating, but I feel like the sampling on that beat type was amazing as well. And I haven't even really talked about the performance yet. But performance by Drake was really good, man. I mean, he had the hook, the vocals, like the mannerisms, like the wordplay. It just worked so well for it to be a 90s feel kind of song. And then once you get into the second part, that part was obviously the sampling of another song that I can't think of, but it just the whole song in general just gives you that 90s R&B vibe, and I think it's really like creative. I'm not even going to lie. Now, this isn't a song again I would listen to all the time, but I wouldn't mind hearing this every now and then cuz it's just like it gives you that real 90s feel. Like it's crazy how he was able to do that. Like I don't know. It just blows my mind. Like it's not something I've heard. I'm not gonna say any artist do, but he just did it to like a T. Like he made sure like this was gonna sound like something from back in the day, like what he grew up on possibly. So thumbs up for this song. Like honestly, I would argue this is probably one of the better songs on the album.
Yeah, how many nights can we get dressed up? Back and forth over summertime.
Next song we got on here is Gen 5. This song gives me boring. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like it's such a drag song, and I'll tell you why. I feel like the production starting off was just kind of like simple. It wasn't too much going on. There was like some crazy beats, but it was on a slow sounding production, and I couldn't really vibe with it like that. And then I feel like what made it even worse was Drake's just slow, boring not really interested kind of verse, and he was just so boring with it. I was just like, this song is such a drag, and it felt way longer than what it's actually listed on. Like, this is a 3 minute and 37 second song. You would have thought this was a 5 minute song listening to it, because it's such a drag. Like, I don't like it. Personally, I'm a pass on this because it's too slow, it's too basic, it's just too nothing. So that's all I really gotta say about that.
Call me back where you been. Say you're coming back from the dead. Damn, we must be some twins. Cause that's what they said about him.
Next song we got on here is White Bone. This song is just as boring as the previous song I just named, and it's also longer than the previous song I just named, almost 5 minutes. And oh man, I really gotta talk about this. The production on here was just, again, very basic, not much creativeness going on. There was just this weird bass in the background, barely a beat type, and barely a sounded production overall. It gave off like, there ain't much to this, is there? And then again, Drake, he had a higher pitch with this one, but it just wasn't engaging enough to really lock in on the song, dog. Like, I was just sitting here, I'm like, man, like, this is such a drag. And I was just wondering when this song was over. Like, I'm not really into like slow singing, slow beat Drake at all. So if there's ever an album he makes where it's just that, I'm never gonna listen to it because it's just a prime example. So definitely a pass for me again.
I'm
Next song we got on here is Fort Worth featuring Party Next Door. I feel like when it comes to Drake and Party Next Door collabing on a song, it always usually does pretty good. They have some good just melody songs in general and just good sounded songs. Within this song, I feel like it's essentially the same, but just more like slower. I feel like the production on here is a little more melodic. It's a little more laid back and just, calm, chill. It's something that you could just play without getting distracted, if that makes sense. And I feel like the sound from Drake, I feel like his performance was pretty well put together. He didn't do too much. He just, kept it very slow and steady. And the same with Party Next Door. I think his vocals were very good on this song as well. This is probably just like one of those songs that is going to blow up, and you want to be able to be like, oh, I'll listen to this first and I like this song from day one kind of person. So I can get with it. It's a song that I could listen to maybe every now and then, but maybe not something I would put on my playlist, but it's definitely an optional song to like switch around here and there.
I feel like my phone knows we're talking. I think that the
Last song we got on here is Pyrotizing. Pyrotizing. Pyrotizing? I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. It sounds like I'm not, but Pyrotizing. For this to be the last song, how can you have a bad intro and a bad outro? That's all I gotta say. Like, okay, I won't say this song is bad, but it's very boring, and I'll tell you why. First off, the production just gives off drag production. It's very slow. There's some sounded stuff in the background. It sounds like whatever Star Wars kind of thing. I don't know. Like you're in space. I don't know. That's the best way I can put it. And then Drake's performance again was just so boring, dog. Like it was just such a drag. I was like, man, like I can't listen to this song for real. Like it's so boring. I'm not even gonna lie. To be honest though, it's not the worst song. I already marked what was the worst song on the album, but it it falls in that category as a boring song too, because it's just like I'm not really into that slow production, slow talking Drake. I'm not into it, and I'm glad this was the last song, but at the end of the day, he should have had a good outro at the same time. So you definitely messed up on that one, at least for me. All right, y'all, we are down to the um credentials part of the video. I'm going to give you guys 5 credentials, and if y'all don't know what the 5 credentials is, I'm gonna put it on the screen right there. I'm gonna keep it on the screen just so y'all don't forget. But the first part of this credential is production. I feel like the production on here was, I feel like, pretty much better than the first Drake album that I did. I feel like the production definitely picked up a little bit more. It gave you some creative sounds, but I feel like some of the production was very boring, very dragged out, and essentially for an 11-part song, it gives like kind of mid in a way. So I feel like there was good production here and there, but then there was such boring production every now and then, and I hate to like put it like that because that's what it just gave. But if I had to give it really a 1 through 10, I give it a solid 6, only because there is one particular song like Classic where the production I enjoyed so much. But I feel like a 6 is very fair, and it's the highest I'll go, honestly. Next one we got is features. Features, I really wasn't that blown away by the features. The features to me weren't really special. Sexy Red is by far the worst feature on here. And I guess Party Next Door was the best feature, but I don't know if that's saying much. Not to diminish Party Next Door, but I would think he could do his part on a album like this. And I just I don't really care for the features at all. Like, I just don't feel like it made that much more of an impact. I do appreciate Drake for putting people on that we don't know of, but essentially it just seemed like the features were just better without. So if I had to rate the features really a 1 through 10, I'm giving it like a 3. Like, it really wasn't nothing special to me. Next we got is performance. I know it's supposed to be marked as rap performance, but let's just say performance in general since he gave us a mixture of both. Um Again, performances were very up and down. There were some really good performances, especially good wordplay. I think good singing performances were really good. But again, there were some very boring rap performances and singing performances, especially. Some of his singing performances were so boring that I nearly fell asleep. Not joking, I'm like actually serious. And he wasn't consistent enough with it, and that's what was very disappointing. So if I had to give that a 1 through 10, I guess I'd give that a 6 as well. I feel like it's matched up with production where there's some ups and there's some downs, and I just feel like essentially he just was average at best. Next we got is context. As far as each song represented, I feel like he did that to a T. I don't feel like he ever goes out of context when it comes to a lot of songs. And not only that, Classic is a pure context song because he made sure it sounded like a classic song. So I think he did pretty well at that. I would honestly, 1 through 10, give him a solid 9. Uh, I think the context made sense to me and was very understandable. And last we got is album cover. Obviously a big mystery on this album cover. I'm trying to really pinpoint who this could be. Maybe it's a celebrity that we know. Maybe it's a celebrity we don't know at all. Or maybe it's not even a celebrity at all. Because Drake has been famous enough to put other females on that ain't really big markets, but, you know, really just decided to put them out there. Like, I think an album cover I'm thinking of right now is the one. It was that one album with him and 21 Savage on the collab. I'll probably put it on the screen. I can't remember what the album's called, but that was a random girl. So I feel like this might just be a random girl too. But I'm not like that impressed with it. It's pretty simple. I guess it's a mystery. It's something that you could probably figure out, but I'm not like crazy about it. If I had to give it like a 1 through 10, I'd give it, I guess, a 5. I mean, I guess that's safe enough. All right, we are at the part of the video where we are not we, but me, I am giving the final verdict of this album as a whole. And I'm honestly gonna give it a solid, I guess I'd give it like a 6. I think a 6 is fine. I just feel like there was too many ups. Well, there's nothing wrong with having too many ups, but I feel like there was more downs than ups, maybe, if you ask me. I just don't feel like the album was very consistent. He gave us some rap performances and then he gave us some singing performances, and essentially I feel like the whole album as a whole gave you kind of that 90s feel, but not all of it was good 90s feel. And I just feel like there was nothing to really lean on other than maybe one or two songs, and that to me just ain't good enough. So I think a 6 is safe. It's where I can be flexible with, but I don't know. It's just a pretty average album at the end of the day. But that will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to listen to. God, I'm like brain dead. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias, and I'll pretty much see y'all on the last infamous Iceman album review.